Thank you so much for joining me today. So we are going to be looking at gradients and intercepts. To get us started, I've got y equals 2x plus 1. The first thing we are going to be doing is looking at a intercept. So we're looking at when it crosses the x-axis. So if we want thinking about when it crosses the x-axis, what must y be? Y must be at point 0. So if I think about changing y to 0, 0 equals 2x plus 1. Then I use my understanding of algebra to get the subject x by itself. So I take 1 on this side, I take 1 on this side to get that plus 1 gone. So negative 1 equals 2x. Now I want x by itself, so what's the opposite of times by 2? Divide by 2. So I divide both sides by 2. Negative 1 over 2 equals x. So that shows me that when y is 0, x is negative a half. Right there. So I'll put my first one over here. When x is negative a half, y is 0. Let's look at my second equation that I'm going to have. So with this equation, I want to find out the y-intercept now. So with the y-intercept, what does x have to be for it to be crossing this line? X must be at this point here, which is 0. So I can rewrite my equation by making x 0. Y equals 2 times 0, which is 0, plus 1 equals 1. That was a lot easier. So that shows me that when x is 0, y is 1. Okay. So now I'm with 0, I've got 0 and 1 there. So I've got my y-intercept and I've got my x-intercept now. So now I can draw my line by using those 2 points. Gradient. Gradient is the slope. So I want to be able to identify what the slope is of my graph. When I'm thinking about slope, I am thinking about the term rise over run. So for how much it has risen compared to how much it's come across. So rise over run. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm going to be picking 2 points. Now, I would normally pick this one, but it is a fraction that makes it a bit harder. Actually, I will pick. So, instead, I'm going to pick 2. I'm going to make a big triangle here. So you can see. So, I am picking up this point here, which this point will be my intercept there. 0 and 1. I am then picking this point up here. And that point, I'm just going to go, if x is 3, 2 times 3 is 6, 6 plus 1 equals 7. Okay, so I've got my point which is 3 and 7 over there. I'm going to be giving this x1 and y1 and this x2 and y2. I will show you the formula in a minute, but I just want you to think about this for a minute. This rise, when we're talking about this line, what axis are we talking about? We are talking about the y-axis. So if this is 0.7, so it's at 7, the bottom of our triangle here is 1. To get this distance, which is the rise, we are going y2 take y1. To find out this distance here, this x would be x2, and we are minusing this, so anything that's on the other side, to get how long it is. So this will get us how long, and then y2 take y1 will get us how high it is. So that links into our equation. Rise is y2 take y1, and run is x2 take x1. So that is our equation to find the gradient. Now that I have the equation for the gradient, I need to solve it. So I need to substitute 7, take away 1 over x2, which is 3, take away x2, so x1, which is 0. So now I go 7 take 1 equals 6, 3 take 0 equals 3. So I've got 6 divided by 3. 6 divided by 3 equals 2. And 2 is our slope, our gradient for our line. Hopefully that makes sense and you're starting to understand gradients and intercepts. Please feel free to touch base and get in touch with me if you need any more examples.